Hello, everyone. Today we're reviewing Pumpkinhead from 1988. And joining me today to review this movie is none other than the Time Warriors author himself, Mr. Owen Quinn. Owen, it's been a
Hello.
while. How are you?
Fine. I think the last time we spoke was 2025, and now here we are a year later, 2026.
Oh, is that a dad joke from Owen Quinn?
That's a dad joke. No way you say to somebody on New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
That's what next day. It's wonderful. I just realized I've actually missed a few people that I
Yeah.
haven't spoken to in a month, but it's just been a very, very hectic time for me at the minute. So I have to message a few people that remind them that I'm still thinking about them and hello and stuff like that.
Remind them that you're still friends.
Yeah. Friendship never ends.
Okay, well, that's a nice little song to introduce us to the review. That's a nice segue.
What? What? What's what thing is that? Is that a song? Friendship never
Yeah. Do you
ends.
remember in the middle of this
What is
movie,
that?
Pumpkinhead breaks out into song? He starts saying
Oh, what?
friendship.
Yeah, that's Pumpkinhead the musical.
Yeah, he
That's
said.
that one.
I mean, this is really a movie about the power of friendship, right?
Yeah, no. Oh, I know what it is. It's a Spice Girl. Sorry, friendship never ends. If you want to be my lover, you gotta be with my
I have
friend.
not
That's
heard
it.
that. I have not heard that song in about 50 years.
Neither have I, and I wasn't born when Pumpkinhead came out. Just two lies in a row. Might as well get it started for the rest of 2026.
Are you telling me
Um,
you weren't born in 1988?
no, I seen this on YouTube.
Right. I think there's very few people who are going to believe that. But
I, I, I yeah, but please
all right. So
keep the illusion going.
what is Pumpkinhead? So Pumpkinhead is a demon of revenge. So if you do a man wrong, he might just summon Pumpkinhead and get some revenge on you for being a naughty little scamp.
Yeah,
This was my first time seeing this movie. So as I was saying to you before we started recording, I was vaguely aware of it growing up. I'd seen little bits and pieces here and there, but this is my first time watching it all the way through. And yeah, we'll get into it. Owen, you've seen this movie a number of times, right?
yeah. This is actually one of my favorites. Pumpkinhead has always been them from the first time I seen it. It's one of them films. You know, we've talked before about how you watch a film once and suddenly you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
This was one of them for me, and I've got Pumpkinhead comics. Um, I almost bought the Pumpkinhead figure from HMV, but I thought, no, I don't really need it because it'll only start a whole slew of buying all sorts. But Pumpkinhead is really a fan favorite for me. I've never ever seen a model of it at any conventions. A model as in a life size model or a cosplay or something like that.
Well,
I've seen everything else bar Pumpkinhead for some reason.
that leads me into my first point, and that's
Cool.
the creature design. Because you're
Yeah.
talking about models and figurines, I think the creature
Mm.
design. I think the creature design is pretty great, and the
Mm.
effects for the creature. I think the creature design and the creature effects I think are great, and they're done by Sam Winston, who's a bit of a legend, and I believe this
Yeah.
was his directorial debut as well.
It was, yeah. Stan was brilliant. I mean, Stan's did everything. He did the Predator. He did
Yeah,
Jurassic Park. The monsters. Literally every monster that's going. Stan did it.
yeah,
Um, and I have to say, it does show
yeah.
in the design of Pumpkin. You know, it's a costume, just like Alien was. Um,
But it's done
but
so well. Like I think it
yeah,
looks great on screen.
you never stop and think, oh, there's a man in the suit because of the shape of the legs, the shape, the arms, the head. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of,
Yeah,
it's different from anything you would see. Like Rawhead Rex, that was a big rubber thing running about Irish fields with a big rubber head and very
Y-
little expression in its face. But Pumpkinhead was different.
yeah,
Even its face and when those close-ups when you see them, it was a walking, talking creature
yeah,
as opposed to a man in a suit.
yeah. Um, so what we'll do is we'll start off as always with our spoiler-free section, and then we'll give a spoiler warning for anyone who has not seen this movie. Um,
Yeah.
so I think the acting overall is pretty solid, and there's
Mm.
some good direction in here. Um, the movie doesn't overdo it with gore. It relies more on atmosphere, and I think the atmosphere could be quite effective in this movie.
Yeah.
Um, I think the character work and thematics are pretty competent. There's one issue I have with a character where there's a point in the movie where I think he just turns around too quick considering his behavior. But we'll get into more detail in that in the spoiler section. Um, so overall, I think this is a solid horror movie with a great atmosphere, and I'd recommend it to horror fans for sure. I'm surprised I haven't seen it before because when I watched it, I'm like, I quite enjoyed that. Why have I not seen this one before? Um, what about yourself, Owen? I take it you recommend this one.
Oh, 100%. I'm very amazed. I think I don't know where I said it on here or beforehand. A friend of mine doesn't like it
Yeah.
at all, and
Oh,
I actually look at him and go, "How do you not like that?" Because as you said, it's only there when you say there's no gore, and I went, "All right, no, there's not." And
yeah.
I like that's in the vein of the first Halloween, no gore, even when Michael Myers killing people. There isn't any gore in this. It's like broken necks and stuff.
Yeah. I
Um,
was surprised at that because for some reason, I'm not sure why, but I thought this was going to be quite a gory movie. So I was surprised that a lot of it's implied or it's not like there's no big decapitations or anything too crazy in it. And yeah, for
no,
some reason, I was expecting that going into this.
yeah, and I mean, when people die, you're still sort of like, "Ugh." For me, it was sort of like, yes, they were all sort of they were there when the accident happened, but they shouldn't have all died. But that's just the power of Pumpkinhead, guilty by association, sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll get
And
more into the details of that. Yeah.
yeah, some of the characters you sort of go, "Ah, no, leave her alone. Don't be touching her, lovely wee girl." But it's a very simple story, and I
That's the
remember
thing.
the
Like
first time I
it's got a very clear
yeah,
character arc. Like it's got a very clear theme to it. It's nothing too complicated, but
and lots of familiar faces
yeah,
to sort of make it sort of them go, "Oh, there's such and such there." You know, that automatically settles you into a film if you know some of the faces.
yeah,
I think, especially Lance Henriksen, I would watch anything with Lance Henriksen in it. But
yeah.
the first I'd never heard of it,
He's pretty
except
he's pretty good in this. I think
yeah, he's
he's
so down.
intense.
Yeah, and he's very everyman as well at the start, and then he becomes
Yeah,
this intense
there's
person.
I don't want to spoil it just yet, but there's a scene where
No,
he gives someone a look, and it's like that's such an intense look,
yeah,
like it was
yeah.
very intimidating. But we will
Do you know
get it.
what? Do you know what? Do you know what? See, every time I see him do that in that scene, all I think about is that was almost the Terminator. That was the Terminator look.
You were telling me he was almost cast as a Terminator, yeah?
He was, yeah, he was actually, yeah, he was cast, and then Arnold somewhere got him uncast. I think he did him a favor because I don't think it would have got Aliens if he'd have if he'd have gone Terminator direction. I don't think.
Yeah, yeah,
I think Bishop is a better character, fan favorite than Terminator is popular. We love Terminator, but something about Bishop, you're rooting for him even though he's a synthetic,
yeah,
and you always like to see Bishop coming. But yeah, it's such a simple story and lovely story.
yeah.
There's
So we'll
no inception scratching about it.
yeah, so we're gonna get into spoilers now. So
Mm.
be warned if you have not seen this movie, go watch it. I wouldn't say there's like a ton to spoil, but you know, I always like to go into a movie blind. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it, and then come back and listen to the rest of this and Owen's mad ramblings. All right, you ready, Owen?
Little old
So
me, I'm ready. Yeah,
before we move on, myself and Owen both give this a thumbs up. We both recommend. It's a simple, competently made horror movie that I think
yeah.
most horror fans would enjoy.
And
Uh,
and think of it this way, folks. This is the best of them all because there is sequels. But if you want more Pumpkinhead stuff, go buy the comics.
yeah, I
But
when I finished this, I immediately jumped into the sequel. I didn't watch it all. I watched like the opening 10 or 15 minutes just out of curiosity. And Yeah, just watching that little bit, it feels like a bit of a quality dip for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew that in the sequel they were going to go into a bit of the origin story, and I was just curious about that, so I just watched the opening bit. I might finish it. Maybe we'll do a follow up, depending.
If you want, I have it's only two. But yeah, the quality definitely goes down, and CGI Pumpkinhead is much less effective
Yeah,
than puppet Pumpkinhead or costume Pumpkinhead.
yeah, right. So at the start of the movie, they do a good job of setting up the relationship between Henriksen and his son. So Henriksen's character is called Ed Harley. Um, so we get to see how much he cares for his little boy. We'll find out later that the mother had died, so it's just been the two of them
Mm.
for a while. So he cares quite a bit about his son. Then a group of rowdy teenagers come to town. Well, I have a question mark here because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be teenagers, but some of them look quite old.
Yeah, all I could think of was the joke in Scary Movie. Do you remember
Yes,
the Scary
yes,
Movie? I mean,
yeah,
imagine casting 30-year-olds play teenagers, and this is exactly where it happens in
yeah,
this one.
yeah. It's kind of funny, but
Yeah.
yeah. So these teenagers come along, and one of them, Joel, runs over Ed's boy. He's joyriding on a, what do you call him, a scrambler, some sort of
Scrambler back,
yeah,
wild drunk.
while
He was
drunk.
drinking.
Yeah. Um, Now it was an accident. He didn't see the boy, but because he's on probation and because he had been drinking, he takes the cowardly route and he runs off. But a couple of the teenagers in quotations, stay behind
Hello.
to try and take care of the boy. And I think this was a good choice because it can be fun watching like a group of assholes being killed off one by one by one. But I prefer this where it's really Joel who's the fucking bad egg, and the rest of them
Mm.
feel really guilty about what happened to the boy.
Yeah, the
And
good people.
yeah, exactly. And they stay behind and they try and help out. And one of them is on the receiving end of that look we were talking about from Henriksen, where he just glares at him like he just wants to murder him.
Yeah,
It's very
that's 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 Joel's brother that stays behind,
yes,
along with his girlfriend, I think it was.
yeah,
And yeah, that look says everything.
yeah.
It really does.
And it's important to the story that not all the teenagers are bad, and we'll get into that in a second. So Ed discovers that his boy is dead when he returns because he had left to fetch something for a customer. So Ed goes to an old woman, and Ed is seeking vengeance because there's always been this rumor of an old woman who lives in the swamp who has powers. The witch in the swamp.
I guess.
Haggis, that's her name. Yeah, I thought that was a weird name because,
I
yeah,
love haggis. But remember, at the start of the movie, Ed saw Pumpkinhead as a child killing somebody
that's true.
because
Yeah, he
the
was
guy
looking
was
out. He was,
beating his door down. The daddy wouldn't let him in
yeah,
because he knew anybody at the thing. So he's already has it in his head. Oh, I've seen this. So that's the first place he goes. And the neighbors won't help him.
hmm
I know, but this wee scamp
he
helps him and
also
sends him to haggis.
in that opening he hears the man banging on the door and he says, "I didn't kill
Yeah.
her." So as a kid, he knows that there's some revenge angle to the whole thing. Um,
Kind of war revenge. 'Cause if you didn't do it, Pumpkinhead's still coming after you because somebody said so.
well, that's
Do you know
that's
what I mean?
one question I have. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
it's like, so one of the kids later says that Pumpkinhead comes after you and he will only kill the person or people he's after unless other people are getting in his way.
Yeah.
But there is that question of, yeah, can you just summon him to go kill someone regardless?
Yeah. I think in this case, just Ed blames all of them, and he's not thinking straight as you would be in that situation. So he's automatically just blaming them
But
all.
you made a good point there. If they were all innocent and Ed went to this witch and she summoned Pumpkinhead like she did, would Pumpkinhead still go after them if he was say he was lying?
Who, Ed?
Yeah,
I
let's say.
think I think so because um, Pumpkinhead is an extension of the person that
Yeah.
does the summoning. So that's why Ed gets to see him being killed because that's the price of Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
So it's actually he is part of Pumpkinhead. So Pumpkinhead's feeding off his thoughts on who he thinks is responsible.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I'm wrong, but I said that was my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
As in this in the later sequels, it just goes a bit skew if he just starts killing all around him, which is stupid. It's not Pumpkinhead. This is the only true spirit and definition of Pumpkinhead as a creature and a force of the supernatural. But the rest of them just go a bit silly. I mean,
Yeah.
Haggis in this is in a swamp in this house full of spiders and rats. But in the next one, she's living in a wee bungalow.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
moved. She went uptown.
Yeah. Yeah,
So this one of the
if people are interested, we'll cover the second one and we'll cover the origin story and all that. But yeah, so
yeah.
Ed goes to the old woman who lives in the swamp, and rather than the pineapple who lives in the sea. Oh no, what
Ed
was it?
Harvey.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea. That's what I meant.
Who?
But
Ed
she,
Harvey?
no, SpongeBob. But this is an old woman who lives in the swamp.
Yeah. It's one swamp you don't want to be in, and one old woman that you do not want to meet. Ugh.
She's pretty gnarly looking,
She,
isn't she?
yeah, she's one of my favorite movie characters because she's so. I mean, she just sits in the chair. I mean, the way Stan Winston lights her,
Yeah.
it's all he's rocking back and forth and manipulating Ed Harley through everything without even literally lifting a finger. And it's that her and the makeup and the skin. It's Ed Harley.
Yeah.
She goes, when he says go to hell, she goes, already been Ed Harley.
Mm.
Oh, you been something like that. And I know that line's wrong, as I said, but there's a whole history there without um, being told it, so it's left to the viewer's imagination.
Yeah.
What is Haggis's? Because it's really dark. Because she knows whether she's living beside a graveyard in the swamp where the abandoned souls go, the people that you want rid of, or the
She
family
said
secret,
where
all get buried there.
they bury unwanted children there or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. So it's like anybody, any family members that have done shit that would shame the family. Serial killers, just say, for example, be buried there, or they've killed somebody and it had to be kept secret to avoid family shame. That's where they all go.
Yeah.
And that's where Pumpkinhead, the fetus, is buried and has to be dug up. Which I thought was kind of interesting because he's in the middle of all these lost dark souls. And that's ultimately what feeds Pumpkinhead to bring him back to life and carry out the vengeance.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting setup, I thought, and again,
Yeah.
very simple.
Yeah. Yeah. So he goes to this old woman saying that he wants revenge because they killed his boy, and she warns him that there's a heavy price he will have to pay.
Yeah,
And his friend as well warns him that, there's no good way that this will end for you. But he ignores both
no,
warnings, and he's so hell bent on revenge that he just ignores the warnings.
I seen his wee friend the other night. I rewatched The Village of the Damned, the original, and the John Carpenter one, and that guy he was in a lot of John Carpenter's movies. The Fog he was in. He was on the boat. He's one of the fishermen. But he's in. Oh, They Live. All sorts. I can't remember his name. He's a very famous character actor, so he pops up in everything.
Yeah.
And I was literally in Village of the Damned for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
But you always remember him
Yeah.
because you always see him about popping up in these places.
Yeah. So the old woman summons Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinhead goes about killing these teenagers. And as we said earlier, most of the teenagers are innocent, and they tried to help the boy, and they tried to call for help, but Joel, pulls the
Yeah.
cord from the phone, so they can't make phone calls, and they're trying to convince him to let them, go get help for the boy and ring for help and all this, but he's he doesn't want to get caught out because he's on probation.
Yeah.
He even smacks one of them on the back of the head with a log, and he locks two of them up.
Do you know who that is that he hits in the back of the head with a log?
Who's that?
That's young Superman out of Superman the movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's
Did
Jeff East.
did not
He we
recognize him.
Yeah, we seen him in Belfast at a convention. Um Do you remember when he was a French player, Superman, the movie, because Margot Kidder was there. But yeah, no, that was the young Clark Kent at the start of Superman, the movie. No, there's remember he's racing the train,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and the young Lois Lane sees this guy running. That's him. That's
Oh
Jeff
wow,
Feast.
deadly! I didn't know that. Um. So yeah. So there's one kind of issue I have with Joel. In as I said earlier, I think he turns around too quickly. So he has all this extreme behavior at the start of the movie, and then there's just this scene where he says, "I want to stop being a fuck up," basically, and he wants to turn himself around. So he lets the two people he locked up free, and he seems to be turning over a new leaf. But it just happens so abruptly. Like, I would have liked a scene where maybe there was a conversation, and we get to see like some dialogue that helps us understand like, oh, why he's suddenly now turning around. Do you get me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
But I feel like he's in that situation. Then you could have also milked that situation and dragged it out. I think
mm,
you don't really need it, do you? Really?
it's
It's
just
sort of because
it's just
it's certainly.
it just felt a bit abrupt where he's like, I've been a fuck up
Mm,
my whole life and it's time for that to change, and then he kind of turns himself around, and I guess they're trying to get us to sympathize with him a bit more now before Pumpkinhead comes
yeah,
along. But
doesn't really work though.
no, not so much.
No, I'm not. No, as I said, because that's John DeCarino from Sequest. Do you remember Sequest?
I've never really watched it, but I do know of it.
Do you remember Quantum Leap?
Oh yes,
Um,
love
the
Quantum Leap.
episodes with the Down syndrome kid,
Yes,
Jimmy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That he was Jimmy's brother in that. So plus the sequel, there was two Jimmy episodes.
Wow, right.
And he was in both of those. He's very good. I like John DeCarino.
Oh, very
He's
cool.
very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know who else was in the film? Do you want to put a wee tidbit in this one?
Who?
Now, it's a show I don't watch. Do you know Sheldon's girlfriend
Do you
slash
know what? I
wife?
know what you're going to say because I literally found that out just before we started
Yeah.
recording. That yeah, I can't pronounce her name, but
No, I can.
yeah, I seen she was one of the young girls in this.
Mayim Bialik.
Yeah,
Mayim
I
Bialik.
don't
Yeah,
want to I don't want to
she's
butcher
one
her
of
name, but yeah,
I just butchered it for you. Don't worry, son.
yeah. You
Um,
do that with most
yeah.
names.
Oh, do you know who watched the other night? Dave Batista.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
you got
watched
it
him and
right.
him and
Well done.
him. Is it Batista?
Yeah,
Oh, was it?
I'm almost
That's him and
disappointed.
that's the Jason Momoa effect on me. Him and Jason were running about doing the Wrecking Crew the other night, so I watched that.
Oh, very good.
And then the Trap House, that was Norwood, but David Batista.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so
So
surprised at that. She's one of the Wallace kids.
yeah, that was a pretty neat little tidbit.
Mm.
Yeah, so just that bit with Joel, I would have liked a scene where there's a bit of dialogue, a bit of back and forth, or some sort of conversation, rather than it just cutting to him saying, "Do you know what? I feel like I'm going to turn around now." But
Yeah.
however, it happens and we move on. So Ed begins to regret his choice. As you said earlier, he's connected to Pumpkinhead, so he can sort of sense what's going on, and
And he
he,
sees each person as the die.
yeah,
So
exactly,
we don't get to see it actually. Like the blonde girl, Cassie, that gets pulled up on the roof.
yeah,
We hear her screaming, but we don't see her being murdered. But Ed does in his
yeah.
visions.
Yeah. So in terms of kills in this movie, is there any that stick out to you? So as I said earlier, a lot of stuff is sort of implied or off screen, but
Yeah.
my favorite kill is when he drops you one from a height and she lands on a rock. I think that's probably the highlight of the kills in this one. What would you
Yeah.
reckon?
I always have a thing about. Do you remember the brother was through from a roof? Was he through from a roof or through in a tree or something, and his body broke in half or whatever? I just have a real creepy thing on that. And people throw my body about and smash it off things,
It doesn't
and
look
then you
pleasant.
no, and then you fall to the ground and you go, oh. But I don't like Death the Gap, but I mean, it, to me there was it's a vengeance demon,
Yeah.
but there was a degree of malice, if you know what I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I
or
get you,
or
yeah.
or what's the word? Sadism. It was almost he was killing them, but it wasn't killing them like executioner style, like an angel of vengeance. It
Yeah.
was I'm going to be a bit sadistic and rip your
Yeah, yeah.
arm
There
off
is a bit of that.
before it.
There's one bit that
Yeah.
sticks out to me where he's rubbing your one's face against the glass.
Yes, that's the one. That's
Yeah,
the one.
things like
Yeah.
that, and
And he's alive. Yeah, all right. No, the Wendelin coming out now.
yeah. So as we said, Ed's connected to Pumpkinhead, and he starts to feel like I think he goes. Yeah, he goes back to the witch, and he's like, I don't want this anymore. And she's like, well, it's too late. Things must run their course, basically.
Yeah.
So Ed's feeling like this is too brutal, and you know, I think at this stage he susses that not all the teens are bad. Although he kind
Yeah.
of knew that from the start because one of the young lads was there with his son, and he offers to help as well. But Ed was just so hell bent on revenge that he was just blind to innocent people getting hurt.
But at the same time, you can understand that as kid is just being kid. In another
Yes, yeah,
universe, this film would be called Pumpkinhead Avenges the Milky Bar Kid. Because the child looks like the Milky Bar Kid.
he
Let's face
does.
it.
He does a bit,
I
yeah.
was waiting to talk about the Milky Bars are on me. No, the Scrambler bike's on you.
Oh,
So it's
oh
like
God.
so it's like you sort of you understand that because you do hate the world at that point, and
Oh, it's just
if
pure blind rage.
yeah, it's pure blindness. And if you're there and you sort of think, well, why? And you always think when you see situations, they go, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you step in and do something?
Yeah.
No, oh, and then people are always guilty. Oh, if only I had done this. Yeah, so I like that fact
And also
that he blames them.
Ed at that stage, like he doesn't know the full story of exactly what happened. The
Yeah,
the kid tries to explain it was an accident, and he just gives him that look. So he doesn't know exactly what went down. To be fair to him, but
well, see, that's the other thing. I think I'm right in saying this. He never actually saw Joel.
yeah,
Joel had cleared off at that point. So
mm,
really, the only two left were his brother and the wee girl that were trying to help the kid.
yeah.
But obviously it was too late. So it's just it must be something else. Do you know what I mean? If he never saw Joel who actually killed his son, how did Pumpkhead know how to
There must be
how to
some way
find him?
like he senses
Yeah, maybe it's because
he
like the
senses the wrongdoers or something along
yeah,
those lines. Yeah.
because he's seen one, two, and assumed they're part of the gang, and then he follows them. So maybe Pumpkinhead's actually following the brother and the
Did
girl
Ed
first.
did Ed not see Joel before the kid died? Did he not see a lot of them at the shop?
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Could be.
Um.
Aye. Yeah, she's taking photographs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like one of the points of this movie is, you know, revenge going too far, and
Yeah.
vengeance leads to more misery and suffering, and Ed has basically condemned himself, um, because he's so blind to. He's just so hell bent on getting revenge.
And vengeance is a bad thing because it never makes you feel better.
Yeah, so he's connected to
I've heard
Pumpkinhead,
that from
and
movies.
we have, in the finale, he knows that like there's a connection in the way that like Ed he accidentally stabs himself in the shoulder, and he kind of clues him into the fact that Pumpkinhead can feel what he feels.
Mm.
I think it was a pitchfork that accidentally kind of dug into his shoulder, and he sees Pumpkinhead reacting. So
Well, that
Ed,
kind of
so
close. If he's seeing what if the two of them are seeing, because Pumpkinhead would have went in Pumpkinhead's head, he would have had to seen the faces of the teenagers in brackets. Um, so if it goes both ways, then the pain's a logical flow from that.
yeah, um, so Ed wants this to stop, and he susses that in order to do this, he has to sacrifice himself.
Mm.
So he shoots himself, but that's not quite enough. And then he's kind of reaching for his gun, and he can't quite reach it. And he says to one of the girls, one of the survivors, "Kill me." So she picks up the gun and she finishes him off. So for Ed to undo this kind of horrible mistake he made, he has to sacrifice his own life, which is a very fitting ending.
And that's the price of Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, and then in the very final scene, we see the old woman burying a body again, and that body has that necklace that Ed's kid made for him.
So Ed becomes the new Pumpkinhead. I think that's
Something like
it's
that.
good.
Yeah, I
Do
think that's
you
what's it. I
remember? Do you
think that's what
remember?
it's implying. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when Pumpkinhead turned to look at him, and it had Ed's face?
Yeah, it starts. Pumpkinhead's face starts kind of
Yeah,
forming
and then
into
he
Ed.
went, "Oh,
Starts
mommy, I
forming
think
into Ed's face. Yeah.
the Pumpkinhead's really bit like the Forbidden Planet." With the Ed, it's an extension of Ed himself. It's just that the body's a demon, but what's inside is all Ed based.
Mm.
Because Ed pops up in a couple of the sequels as a ghost.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he pops up and goes, "Don't be doing this and don't be doing that," but it doesn't really serve anything. But
Yeah.
it's a nice. I always like to see Lance Henriksen pop up wherever. I think one of the greatest regrets is he was supposed to be at a convention here in Belfast before COVID hit.
Mm.
Whenever it was all cancelled, I was like, damn it. But I don't think we're going to meet him at this stage. But it's he always brings a life to it,
Yeah.
no matter what he does. There's just something about him. He's just that sort of actor, um, and you can't really picture Ed Harley's so simple and down to earth sort of guy, and so ordinary looking, and that's Henriksen.
Mm. Yeah.
It makes
So
it
there
part
you
of
go.
yeah,
That's Pumpkinhead. I really enjoyed my first time watching this movie, and it's probably one I will go back to at some stage. Maybe one Halloween I'll pop it on the list. But I think it's just a very competent, simple horror movie, and
yeah.
the creature effects I think is a real highlight. The design itself and the actual effects look. I think it's all really really competently done. I mean,
It's
it's nothing. There's nothing too complex going on here with the writing, but it's just
no
a nice, clear uh,
simple story.
caution of revenge sort of story.
Yeah. I mean, even that scene where goes into the church and
Yeah.
you think, oh, he can't go into church. And then he starts using psychic powers to like throw the crosses and the crucifixes away and it doesn't stop him. And you
Mm,
sort of think, looking back by the end of the movie, when you realize that it's actually Ed's coming from Ed. Ed isn't afraid of the church and go as a
mm,
God fearing man. So that gives Pumpkinhead an extra dimension because he, if it had been any other movie, it'd have been holy relics left, right, and center. Throw a
yeah.
bit of holy water.
Now
It'd be
that
all right, but that doesn't affect him.
there's a bit there I wasn't too keen on. So this boy who knows a bit about the Pumpkinhead lore, he's helping two of the teenagers, and I was a bit surprised he decided to help them because he even explains to them that Pumpkinhead goes after people who've done wrong, or potentially killed someone. So
Yeah,
considering all that, I'm like, so why would you help them if you know that Pumpkinhead's after them for doing something
well,
really wrong? Even though we know as the audience that they're innocent and they didn't
yeah.
really have fuck all to do with it, but in terms of what this boy knows and believes, uh, he should he should probably be thinking, well, these are bad people because Pumpkinhead's after them, so they've probably done something really, really
Well,
nasty.
let's be fair. He's not the brightest star in the sky,
No, I
as he
think I
really.
think the whole point of that was so that we could get a bit more of him interacting with them and
Yeah.
explaining some stuff to them. But I think realistically, I don't know if he would. But however, it's just a small part of the movie. Yeah. So
Well, actually, it's not because he comes up in one of the sequels as a fully grown man, goes up against Pumpkinhead again.
oh, does he? Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't learned his hasn't learned his lesson.
Stay away, kids. Stay away.
Yeah, and again, it sort of exemplifies not the brightest star in the sky. And say, I mean, it's a terrible sequel,
Yeah.
but it's to
So
bring that character back.
in the end, vengeance bad. Don't go seeking revenge. Don't be so blinded by revenge that you go hurting innocent people. There you go.
Don't go to a witch's house and ask to dig up a body.
Especially when she had tarantulas and everything in her house or something.
Well, see,
Nah,
trances I can live with. It was the
no,
rats.
no,
I
neither.
on the
Stop.
table.
Ugh.
No, I'd have been away. No, I'd have said no. You're all right. I'll just
And
grieve and go and get my phone or
she
something.
needs to trim those fingernails as well.
Yeah, and clean that house. Seriously. It's the 20, it's the 21st century. Buy her a Hoover or a duster, a bit of Mr. Sheen and Windeline and stuff.
Yeah.
Please.
Or just summon Pumpkinhead
But
to
I
clean
mean,
your house.
oh, well, that's true. Yeah. On his non-vention days, he does a cleaning service, a naked cleaning service. Pumpkinhead, God bless him.
Right, so let
But I
us know
mean,
in the description, have you seen Pumpkinhead? What do you think of it? Should we cover the sequel? Do you think the sequel is worth covering? Owen, you've seen the sequel, all of it, right? You've seen the whole thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've watched everything. Yeah.
So if you want to follow me, it's at Stephen Carey Stories on Instagram, and there'll be a link in the description to our work if you want to go check that out. Owen, where can people find you?
I'm time on the website Time Warriors and Beyond, Instagram the Time Warriors author, and Twitter the Irish author.
All right. So next time, Owen, I was thinking that we should cover Clown in a Cornfield.
I love Around the Corner. I watched that yesterday.
That's insane, really.
Swear to
That's
God.
because
Swear to God.
I literally thought yesterday we should cover that.
I loved corn accounting.
Corn in a
Account
Clownfield.
accounting. See, Joe, we're not able to taste that. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know
But
what's really funny
I
about that as well, right? Because I put up a shorts just when it released that, oh, I want to cover this soon. And you were kind of laughing, saying it looks silly. And then you've watched it
yeah,
like 3 times now.
4 now. But I
Jeez.
mean that was
No
my assumption.
spoilers. No one has seen it yet.
No, do you know the way you'll see a post? No way you see clown in a cornfield, and you know you probably think it's one of those Amazon movies that are Night of the Scarecrow, and you go, "Oh, it was made for a tenner."
Mm.
This is actually clever. I like this a lot. It's one of my favorites now.
All right, we're going to cover
Uh,
that next time. But
yeah,
next up will probably be myself and Jack covering The Rocketeer. So if you don't want to miss out on all that, don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that
yeah,
all
yeah.
that YouTube nonsense. Okay,
I can't even remember the Long Rocketeer.
Oh, The Rocketeer's great.
It was Bill
Spoiler alert to our review, but I quite like it.
It's the what?
It's great. I quite like it.
It's Bill Campbell, isn't it?
Yeah,
Who was all well? Here's a tidbit to put
Timothy Dalton.
in your thing. No, not Timothy Dalton. Why he was the
No,
villain.
as well.
Bill-
Like,
That's
there's
right.
more than
Bill
one actor
Campbell.
in it.
When they were putting Star Trek: The Next Generation together, Bill Campbell they wanted it for Riker. The executives did, but the casting went no. And what they did was they brought him and Jonathan Frakes in,
Mm.
and they had an ex-military guy in, and he was the deciding factor. And he says, "I wouldn't follow Bill Campbell into battle if you paid me." The other one, yeah, that's how
Wow,
Bill
that's
Campbell
interesting.
lost out. But he did do a Star Trek episode, the Outrageous Okona.
Oh, very cool.
There you go. Put that. Make sure that gets included in your wee Rocketeer review. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Our movie tidbits of the week.
Facts coming from Time Warrior. I
Warriors.
almost said Time Arthur Warrior. God, you have me
Time
confused with the way you.
But say, do you know what it is? That's Dave. It's Dave again. It's just like in a Dave syndrome.
You keep
It's like
blaming Dave Bautista for everything. You have to get
It
over
is.
it.
Me all confused, blowing up all them
All right, everyone.
helicopters and stuff.
I'm gonna cut off there because Owen will just not stop talking if I don't. So thank you
fucking rude
everyone
as that.
so much for listening, and we will be back next time, probably with The Rocketeer, and then after that, myself and Owen will cover Clown in a Cornfield. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye bye.